Excellent. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Again, thank you for all of today's attendees for joining us. Let me just kind of go through an introduction of who from Smarter Commerce is going to be leading today's session, and then we'll get kicked off with what our agenda is going to look like. Speaking is obviously Jerry Van Dalen. I'm the sales manager here at Smarter Commerce. We're also joined by Fermin Rodriguez, who's our managing director, and Diego Fernandez, who's our director of product. He's going to be handling the actual demonstration for us this afternoon. In terms of our agenda, I'll spend a very brief few minutes talking about who we are as an organization, what exactly is Smarter Commerce retail point of sale, just providing a conceptual overview of that, and then we'll dive into the product demonstration, which really is going to take the majority of our 60 minutes together. We always like to leave at the end of today's session a few minutes to address any outstanding questions that the audience may have. If you do have questions, from a housekeeping standpoint, feel free to pop open the Q&A window from the Zoom panel and type in your questions through there. That will give Fermin and myself and Diego visibility to those questions, and we can go ahead and address them and answer them for the team throughout the session. With that said, let's go ahead and jump in. So to provide a brief overview of who we are as an organization, Smarter Commerce has been in the JD AdWords space for over 30 years. Over those 30 years, we have implemented, sold, done trainings for JD AdWords hundreds of times. As an organization, we are based in South Florida, in the Miami area, but we've got a network of professionals working across the US, as well as an office of developers in San Jose, Costa Rica. And although our history is in the JD AdWords implementation space, really in the early 2000s, we began to develop a family of solutions that today we brand as Smarter Commerce. And that's what we've been doing really for the last 20 years, helping JD AdWords organizations launch successful projects in the retail space, in the e-commerce space, in the payment space, by developing solutions that work with JD AdWords as one simple automated system. What we came to realize was that a lot of tech and business leaders ran into similar challenges when they were trying to launch retail initiatives. Really, those challenges focused around a lack of connection. So on the one hand, as we've been in this space for 20 years, we've seen that for JD AdWords customers that have a physical presence where they sell goods and services from a physical location, a branch, or, for example, a chain of retail stores. Typically, they ran into challenges of integration, meaning that they had to use a retail solution that just didn't have integration to JD AdWords, which ultimately led to an unreliable customer experience. These JD AdWords customers may be using something like Retail Pro or LS Retail, or even something like Clover or Square as a POS system. And although many of these are perfectly adequate point of sale systems, none of them really have a connection to JD AdWords, which ultimately means that when a customer interacts with you over the phone or online and in person, they're going to receive an inconsistent customer experience. The pricing for that customer may not be the same at the store level as compared to when they call in, so on and so forth. The inventory may not be totally updated. For all these reasons, those kinds of solutions tend to result in an unreliable customer experience for the customer. The second scenario is for a JD AdWords organization to use a JD AdWords-based order entry solution. Maybe it's a highly enhanced sales order entry process. Maybe they take the P42 101 and they really modify it so that it kind of fits a retail experience. But ultimately, what we've seen is that over the time, this approach really translates into a cumbersome experience for not only the customer, but also the store associate, the employee that's interacting with this system. We know that JD AdWords was not designed to work as a retail solution. And so the order entry screen just isn't formatted this way. It's not designed to do that. And so a sales order that should really just be a customer walking in, selecting a couple of products, having them scanned, complete the sales order, and then walk out like you and I do every day when we go to the store, suddenly that process becomes a very time-consuming and lengthy process, taking 4, 5, 6 minutes, just because the JD Edwards-based order entry process is very time-consuming. So at Smarter Commerce, what we came to realize is that JD Edwards organizations deserve a fully connected retail platform that enables your team to conquer the complexity of JD Edwards B2B commerce. And instead of focusing on that, allow your team to be able to focus on servicing customers quickly in and out so that they can get their products and get out in a way that honors their time. Now, in terms of some Smarter Commerce customers, I know we've got some customers on the session today. A big welcome to some of the organizations that are already part of the Smarter Commerce customer family. All of these organizations represented here are all JD Edwards customers. You'll see a mix here of B2B and B2C focused brands, a lot of different industries represented, a lot of different sized organizations as well. Some Smarter Commerce customers are doing under $100 million in annual revenue. Some of our customers are doing upwards of $30 billion in annual revenue. What all these customers have in common is that all of them at some point were charged with a new project in the e-commerce space, payment space, or as today's subject is concerned, in the retail space, and just couldn't find a solution, couldn't find a platform that really made sense for them at the retail level, which led to a lot of frustration. After partnering with Smarter Commerce, they were able to successfully launch a retail initiative and position themselves to be an industry leader. So if we take a quick minute and just kind of ask, hey, what is Smarter Commerce? If you want a textbook definition, we like to define Smarter Commerce as a family of solutions that help companies unite their commerce, payments, and retail into one simple automated system that connects with JD Edwards. Central to all that we do here at Smarter Commerce is an integration, real-time connectivity, literally a plug-and-play integration to Oracle JD Edwards. So that's the single source of truth. We have a payment processing solution for JD Edwards organizations that are processing credit cards, for card not present transactions, and they need a PCI and simplified automated way to process those. We have a solution for that set of functionality and requirements. We also have a B2B and B2C digital commerce platform, an e-commerce platform, again, real-time integrated with JD Edwards Enterprise One. We provide JD Edwards customers a connector to the Avalara AvaTax sales tax compliance platform. Clearly Smarter Commerce works with standard JD Edwards tax tables and with Vertex, but we provide customers a third alternative, and then we also have a call center management solution. Now, obviously, the focus of our conversation today is going to be on what we call Smarter Commerce Retail. So let's dive into a quick overview of what exactly is Smarter Commerce Retail. In a nutshell, Smarter Commerce Retail is a point-of-sale solution or system designed to have an intuitive interface and designed to deliver a superior customer experience to your customers. What we bring out of the box is a pre-integration with Enterprise One. What this means is that from day one, your team is leveraging JD Edwards Enterprise One business logic. Everything that has to do with your sales order entry process, inventory allocation, your advanced pricing, all that information is immediately leveraged by Smarter Commerce Retail from day one. This translates into an impressive set of capabilities. For example, customer-specific pricing. If you have a B2B customer that has a long history with you and they walk up to a store to purchase a set of products, they don't want to have generic pricing. They want to have their customer-specific negotiated pricing. Otherwise, they just won't visit the store. They'll call in an order, right? Additionally, customers can have their specific catalogs enabled. If you want to have multiple stores, multiple countries, multiple currencies, all of that can be accommodated with Smarter Commerce. And then we also allow for flexible payment options, cash, credit card, check, and even some alternative payment types as well, all increasingly necessary in today's retail environment. So in terms of the solution itself, we're talking about a sale occurring in a physical location, a branch, a retail store. Maybe it's a sort of a checkout counter at the back of a warehouse where a customer is walking up to purchase physical goods. The store associate, in this case, can use Smarter Commerce Retail to easily view products, browse products, search up products, perhaps answer some questions for a customer if the customer has more advanced questions about a product. Obviously, they can go ahead and place a sales order through Smarter Commerce Retail. We also have the ability for B2B customers to actually pay open invoices. If a B2B customer comes in, they have terms with your organization and they say, hey, I know I've got this invoice for $1,000. I want to pay it down here at the store. They can go ahead and do that through Smarter Commerce Retail. We've talked a little bit about Smarter Commerce's ability to present customer-specific pricing so that you honor the B2B relationship that you have with customers as they come up to your branch. We also have the capability to create a quote for a customer. And then if you had a previous quote, you can actually convert that quote to an order on the retail system. And then obviously we include support for standard peripherals, as you would expect with any retail solution, barcode scanner, cash drawer, and so on. The actual solution itself has been architected to be a browser-based solution, which means that pretty much any device can run Smarter Commerce Retail so long as it has access to a browser. Obviously, there's minimum dimensions that are required from a screen size standpoint, but that means that you can run Smarter Commerce on a traditional desktop screen, maybe a touch screen monitor. You can run it on a laptop, maybe on a more mobile setting. And if you want to have a sales associate walking around the store with some kind of a Wi-Fi or 3G enabled tablet running Smarter Commerce, that's totally a supported scenario with Smarter Commerce Retail. In terms of payment terminals, we have a variety of terminals that we integrate with, leveraging our partnership with Braintree and their support of a couple of different kinds of Verifone terminals, everything from a cell phone size mobile terminal to a little bit larger, sort of a standard credit card terminal, and then more of a premium option if you want to display, kind of have a display on a larger screen. So a lot of flexibility there. All of this, again, supported with Smarter Commerce Retail. What I want to do right now is transition over to the demonstration portion of our agenda. Obviously, these slides really just provide a conceptual framework for what you're about to see in the demonstration. With that said, what you'll be looking at is Smarter Commerce Retail running in a demonstration environment. And Diego's going to kind of walk us through a couple of scenarios and use cases for Smarter Commerce, integrating and interacting with real-time information within JD Edwards Enterprise One. And with that said, I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Diego, you should have permission now to take over. And we'll pause here as we kind of go through this transition just to reiterate, hey, if any of the folks on the webinar, today's attendees, if you have questions, go ahead and chat them into the Zoom Q&A box that you've got right there. Fermín and myself will kind of be answering those throughout the demonstration portion that we're about to dive into. So, Diego, we're looking at your screen. Everything seems to be good to go. And I'll go ahead and mute myself as you walk through the demo.
Thank you, Jerry, and good afternoon or good morning to everyone on the webinar. As Jerry just mentioned, I am sharing my desktop here on my laptop, and this is our point of sale interface. This is what the salesperson or counter person would be interacting with. It's touchscreen, but for this demonstration, and because I'm using Zoom, I'll be using my mouse. So when a user comes to the screen, the first thing that will occur is that it will prompt them to sign in with their credentials, either by using a swipe device, card, or by typing in their credentials directly. Our solution is multi-user, so multiple sales personnel can be interacting with the same screen with their own login. Once they are ready, they would go ahead and put in their credentials, and that will verify their user and go ahead and log them into the system, pulling up the information. Now, as part of the login process, I, as a user, can define a default view, meaning the most active area in which I work in. In this case, I'm working as a salesperson. So I normally do sales type transactions. So it logs me in and drops me into that view directly. But the point of sale does many things. If I exit out of this area, we can see that we have different components that I can interact with. This is to write a sales transaction, the JD Edwards system. I can process returns through here. I can create quotes and convert those quotes into orders. I can pay existing AR invoices. If a B2B customer walks in the store and wants to pay down some of their open AR. I can view order history. As part of the solution, I can view invoice to verify an invoice for, again, for a B2B. I can manage the customers themselves going in and do any updates if I'm allowed. I can view receipts and the printing of receipts, and then I can manage the drawers within my specific store or within my specific register. In addition, there's a series of settings and configurations if I have access to that, and then we have an integrated help system for the user in case they need some assistance while processing a transaction. So as you can see, the point of sale does more than just do sales transactions. It is a full counter operation or register style point of sale, allowing your users to perform different activities. All of these activities are based on roles and permissions awarded to the user. So obviously here for demonstration purposes, I've gone ahead and awarded myself all of the different permissions so that I can process returns or quotes or pay invoices or transact sales type transactions. So when I'm in the sales page and I'm going through, it's important also to note that our solution is architected in a way to get the customer in and out as quickly as possible, meaning that we integrate with barcode readers and scanners to allow you to scan in products quickly and easily if your products are barcoded. If your products are not barcoded, or if you're on a Zoom meeting like we are here today, then we have other abilities that you can interact with. We have a series of what are called fast products. These are the products that are most sold at that store, or the most commonly sold products, allowing users to quickly and easily add those products into the shopping cart or into the register. As you can see, as we click on a specific product, it immediately adds it to the register, and it tells me whether it's in stock or not in stock. As in this example, right now, this specific product is not available. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that. If it's available, it comes in with the quantity desired. At any point, again, I can add the products as needed. The pricing information is coming directly from JD Edwards. We're running and interacting with JD Edwards on a real-time basis. That means that we're running the edit line business functions of JD Edwards in order to get that pricing information. You may notice that at no point that I put in a customer number or select a customer yet, because for this example, I'm working with a walk-in customer that is not a B2B customer or a customer that does not have a relationship with us, and all they wanted to do is pick up some things here in our warehouse or at the store location, get them into their cart and go ahead and pay. So for this, I have a couple of products in my cart. This is what the customer is desiring. I'm going to go straight into tendering to pay for it, and maybe for this example, they'll want to pay with cash. So I select the cash option, and I can then enter in the tender amounts that they gave me. If they gave me 3 $20 bills, a 10, a 5, and a quarter, for example. So they've given me 75.25. The total amount is 75.05, and that includes $69 of product plus sales tax being calculated by the tax engine within JD Edwards, whatever that is, whether it be standard tax tables of JD Edwards, if you are using Vertex within JD Edwards, or if you are using the Avalara Avatax Cloud Tax solution. Once I have the amount to satisfy the total of the order, I can go ahead and click apply and process this order. And immediately it generates the order into JD Edwards and lets me know that I need to provide 20 cents of change to the customer. And I can go ahead and click done. And then it will generate what's called the receipt printing. The receipt printing here, I'm emulating a 4-inch thermal printer, but we do support 4-inch thermal printers. We also support laser printers if you want to print on 8.5 by 11. We have an integrated receipt designer as part of our solution that allows you to design your receipt as desired and provide the information that you wish to provide, such as a logo and maybe store information. And then obviously the products themselves and pricing along with a history of how it was paid for and the actual order number. You can see that our order number is barcoded on the receipt. We do that on purpose so that if the customer ever does return with their product and wishes to get a refund or receive a credit for that product, we can immediately just scan the receipt and it will prompt the information into the refund screen and pull the original order information in order to return that product. Here, obviously, I've gone ahead and printed this to PDF so that we can just see it here on the screen. At that point, I am done with that customer. That immediately into JD Edwards. So if I log into our JD Edwards demonstration environment here, and we look at today, we're going to see that the various orders that have been processed through the point of sale system. I'm going to go ahead and inquire on orders for today, and we can select here. Let's go ahead and just select order dates, and we'll put today's date. So here are the various orders that were processed. Here is the last order we just processed today, just now, 8672. We can see that it came in with a default customer behind the scenes. That's how we integrate if you're not selecting a specific customer as part of the order. As you can see here, the order is already in JD Edwards along with information related to their payment. So all of that information and the single source of the truth is your JD Edwards system. As you know, we received $75.05 in cash, and we recorded that so that we can later reconcile and close the door. But all of the information flows immediately and as part of the real-time integration into the JD Edwards solution. All right, let's go through a couple of additional scenarios here. As I mentioned, these are what we call our fast buttons that allow you to add the most fastest moving products, or if you have a barcode scanner, you can utilize that. But in addition, we have a fully functioning catalog that you can integrate into our point of sale, allow to create a family, subfamily type structure of your products to help your salesperson identify and scroll through various families or departments or areas within your store so that they can isolate and locate the specific product that they're looking for. But not only do we have the capability of viewing and selecting products, but you can drill into the details of those products to see and try to answer the questions for the user. For example, if you want to scroll through some images to validate that product, or read on some additional extended content of information related to this product, or see other cross-reference items, upselling and cross-selling of products, we can do that also. You may notice here that we can provide to the user the available quantity at their specific store location. This is coming from the integration to JD Edwards and the various branch plants that are associated to this store. If I need to look up more information at other locations, I can do that here also if I'm allowed to see if I have that product in another store location and be able to sell that product from that specific store. Or if I want to sell this in different units of measure, I can also do that, see that, and I can see that it gets repriced so that I know the exact price of that unit of measure and how many I have in that specific unit of measure. So all of the functionality that you're used to today within your JD Edwards, multiple units of measure, different price rules, and so on related to a product, being able to view inventory across warehouses and locations are all available to you in a very intuitive, simple to use touchscreen application so that your user can quickly and easily find the product and add that to the customer's cart. Now, once they've found that product that they're looking for and they want to go ahead and add that product to the cart, they can go ahead and do that. If there are upselling or cross-selling type items, they can view those here. So because I added this product into the cart, they may want to add one of these upselling items into the cart also. So as you can see, very easy to use, intuitive to the user to try to help them upsell or cross-sell other products that may be of interest for that customer. Now, let's assume for a second for this specific customer that this customer is a return customer that has a relationship. They may be a contract or a B2B customer, and they get special pricing that's already been set up. Well, the first thing I need to do is to go and look up that customer. There's multiple ways of looking up the customer. I can type in if they know their customer name, if they know their company name, or if they are in the Who's Who address book for that customer. I can even do that. I can type in their last name or first name, and it'll bring up a list based on our search engine of all of the different customers that have that contact within the solution. So we have a John Smith, which is contact number 1 for HD Capital Supplies. We have an April Smith, contact number 16 at HD Capital Supplies, and so on. And we have some other customers here, Albert Smith from KS Supplies, and so on. So once I've identified the appropriate customer and who I'm dealing with, I can just go ahead and select them and bring them back to the order. And we may notice that the pricing just changed. The retail base price for this product is $295, but because this customer has a relationship with us, they are paying $286.15. If I wanted to verify that or see more information about this product line, I can go and click on Edit, and I have a few quick options here as to changing maybe the unit purchase or the quantity that they may want to purchase here, or if they want to move to more advanced options, then they can even see more information. They can see the price break. Again, that's the breakdown of advanced pricing that's been applied to this specific order by JD Edwards. So we are reading so we can clearly validate that the pricing that the customer is receiving is accurate based on the information coming from Edwards. Same as if I wanted to check availability at another location, I can do that here. Or if I wanted to add some notations at the line level to add an attachment to the order. If I want to make this line shippable and ship this product instead of the customer carrying it out, we can also do that here. So we'll try that as a separate scenario in just a moment. For now, I'm going to go ahead and up the quantity and apply, and then it'll re-extend the lines and my totals. So now that I have all of the information, this is what the customer is desiring. I've identified it to the customer. I can go ahead and tender this product. And in this example, since this customer in the customer master is as a PO number required, we respect those flags. So I need to enter in a purchase order number. And because this customer, again, has a relationship with us, has terms with us, we can go ahead and pay on terms. So I'm going to do that for this example, paying on account, go ahead and place the order. If the customer desires to receive an email, instead of printing it out, I can do here, and that will send an email based on the customer that I've selected to that customer, or I can just go ahead and type in the email in this spot. For now, we'll go ahead and print out, again, the receipt to my local PDF printer so that we can order. So here are the order lines, how the customer paid, and the amount that was tendered or going to. And the order number 8673. If we jump back to the JD Edwards solution and we pull up 8673, we can see now that that order is in JD Edwards. It's under the specific customer number. All of the information went in just like any order using a JD Edwards application, as we respect all of your business rules defined within your JD Edwards. And we can also see that this customer paid on account. And all right, so the order is now in. We've created an order, and we're going to go on to our next scenario. And our next scenario that we're going to walk through is, again, we'll go ahead and select here up front, and let's assume that we're working with the same customer that we worked with just a moment ago. I'll select my customer. And once I have my customer, let me throw some product into my my cart here. I'll go ahead and add the same product we were using before. Let's just go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and up this and edit it to a case. And that's what this customer would pay for that product. And as part of this, I'll go ahead and add a few more items into my cart. So I have the various items that the customer is desiring, but this time they want to ship this order and get it out with them. We have a few options. Like if I take this option here, this will ship the entire order and mark it for delivery and prompt me to select a shipping location. Or I can a specific line, as we saw earlier, through advanced options, if they only want to ship one portion or one line of the order, have that line delivered and the rest carried out. So it's really however the customer is desiring. For right now, we'll go ahead and do what's called a complete ship order, meaning all the lines will be shipped. It prompts me as to where I want to ship this product. Here I can do some additional things or select a different address. Maybe they don't want it sent to this warehouse. We can go and see all of the other related addresses that this customer has. We can select a different location from here, and that will go ahead and update the information and whatever charge there is for delivery based on our integrated freight system. We can see that all of them are ready to be shipped as part of this all in one shipment. And the weight total of the product is 104 pounds for the entire order. At this point, if that's what the customer is desiring, if everything looks good, I can return back to my order and see my tools here. And when I go ahead and tender, it takes all of that into account, including the shipping cost, tax on the order, and the product itself, and my order total to pay. For this, I'm going to go ahead and enter a PO number because that, again, it requires a PO. Maybe for this example, I'm going to do what's called a split payment. So maybe they're going to give me $300 in cash, and then the remainder they're going to pay with credit card. Now, for our credit card solution, I'm going to try and see if I can, using my phone here, I'm going to stop sharing desktop just for a moment and see if I can share via my phone. And as you can see, we have here a Verifone device. Are you seeing that on your side, Jerry?
Yeah, Diego, sorry, I noticed I was on mute. Yes, I'm seeing the device on my side. Yep.
Okay, so here we have a integrated Verifone device, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the point of sale to charge the remaining balance with a credit card. The immediately prompts, and then I have a test card here that I'm going to use, and that will go ahead and authorize and process the transaction. And once approved, that returns back to the point of sale and then let me just go ahead and reshare my point of sale here. And immediately it goes ahead and processes that transaction because I swiped the card, and it's ready for placement of the order. So we integrate, as Jerry mentioned, with Verifone devices. There are multiple styles that we integrate with. We have mobile devices that can be carried around. We have some footprint devices that are connected all via your network, and then we have the larger footprint devices that also connect via the network. They're all real-time integrated, so immediately that you select to pay with a credit card, it pushes the information to the Verifone device. That way the customer can swipe or tap their card, and once the transaction is approved, it is returned back to the point of sale so that the order can be processed through and placed. So simple as that, and as you can see, we immediately processed that order, took a credit card payment. We paid in multiple tenders. In this example, and it's another feature that is available with our solution, is that we allow for mixed payment. So if a customer needs to provide a check and some cash, they can do that, or if they want to pay some cash and remainder on a credit card, they can do that, or pay it all with one card, or pay it with multiple credit cards. Up to the customer tender, and all of that information flows automatically into the point of sale and into Edwards. So here is our receipt of the various products purchased and the breakdown of payment. And again, our order number, in this case, 8674. So if I return back to JD Edwards and we look up our order, 8674, that order is automatically in the system. It's marked to be delivered. There's a freight charge added to the order for the additional freight costs for that delivery. And it's at a status that allows us to run pick slips based on order activity rules and based on how I've acted to transact at the point of sale. And that payment information, again, recorded into the order history information so that later we can utilize it to reconcile and close our terminal. So here we have received a cash payment of $300 and a credit card charge of $899.85. So as you can see, very easy to use, real-time integrated with JD Edwards, automatically into Edwards based on the capabilities that you've defined, following all of the business rules that you've defined within your solution. As I mentioned earlier, our solution does more than that. I'm going to highlight some of the other capabilities that we have as part of our solution. We support all types of products, including kits. If your customer wants to purchase a kit, they can go in and see all of the various kit components that are available as part of it. If they want to add an additional optional component, they can do that as part of it and process that into the actual kit, and that then will reprice based on that additional component. We support serial numbers. If you are using serial numbers within your JD Edwards system and the product requires a serial number, you can go ahead and scan or enter in the serial number of the product that's being sold, and then that'll process it in. We also support lot numbers. If you have products that you have lots of, and you want to track the specific lot that you're selling out of, we can do that also here with our solution. So all of the various stocking types that JD Edwards has, we can support with the solution and how you want to configure our capabilities. So with that, I'm going to talk a little bit more about other capabilities that we have. We also have integrated marketing campaign and marketing discounts features where you can apply different discount levels, either fixed percentages, fixed amounts if you see any type of coupons, or apply specific marketing promotion codes that you've defined within the system, and then that will apply the appropriate discounts to the various product lines, depending on whether it triggers that discount or not. So as part of our solution, we also have an integration with a marketing and campaign and marketing code capability that allows you to provide additional discounts. You can add notes to your order, go into sales order notes attachments at the order header, and you can also do other types of transactions as part of this. For example, if you're working a very large order and the customer isn't ready to check out yet and complete its order because waiting on something, or they want to go and purchase some other product, you can put those products aside and save the order temporarily. This saves it locally to the point of sale system. It does not save it into the JD Edwards system. And then all you need to do is put some sort of comment or code so you can easily find and retrieve that order. That will go ahead and save it. You can then work the next customer, complete that transaction, maybe work another customer, and when that customer comes back up, you can go and retrieve the order based on what you've already saved, and that'll pull that information back into JD Edwards so that you can go in and complete that order. So quick, easy tips that we provide and processes that we provide to help your counter person or salesperson interact with that customer. We have customers that use tablets, sales folks, because they have a very large warehouse. They walk around with the customer. They prep the order as to what the customer needs. They bring it all together. They have all the various order lines. Then they save the order temporarily, and that customer then goes out to a register where the register person pulls up that order and finalizes payment on that, while they then go ahead and start preparing the order in the back for that customer to pull their truck around and collect their order. So those type of scenarios, we have customers that do that so that you can handle all the various types that you may need within your environment. But we do more than just sales transactions. As I mentioned earlier, we can do returns, processing, we can do quotes, we can pay invoices. If a customer has some open AR invoices and they want to clear some of those invoices, they can do that. You can have different sort capabilities here that allow your users to, select the invoices that they want to pay first and go through and select those invoices. And then once ready, they would go through the payment process, either by entering in, providing cash to clear off those invoices, maybe a check here, maybe they're providing you a check. And then here you can capture some information like the check number that they're giving you and some sort of reference like the driver's license number if you want to pull and write that in as part of a reference number. And then that'll go ahead and apply payment and pay off those invoices for that customer. And then you can provide a receipt either via email again or just a printed receipt to the printer itself. As mentioned, you can also see historical orders. If a customer comes in and wants to know something about an order that they placed previously, you can search. We have a full address book search capability here that we saw earlier, also with customers when we were placing the order. But once you have the customer and you know what they want, you can search that, or you can search for a particular range, maybe a specific date range, orders placed, in the last few days, because the customer, remembers placing the order just recently. And here are the various orders that customer has placed and has been processed through. And from here, I can go in and see that order and see the various details behind that order. Other capabilities that the customer has, they can also view invoice history, just like order history, and drill into specific, invoices if you need to verify any information related to invoices of a customer. We can also do that and see the details behind these invoices. We can also, again, manage receipts here. And drawers, and we can even search customer information. So if there is you need to see something related to a customer, you can do that also through here, finding the customer you want to look at, selecting it, and then we provide information coming from JD Edwards, such as contact numbers and the address associated, all the various ship to locations that are related to this address in JD Edwards. Different contacts that are in the who's who of this. And if you need to maybe reach out to a specific contact, you can go and get maybe their phone number or email from here and send them an email. If they have any cards on file, if you need to do a transaction for them and they ask you just charge the card on file, you can do that through here also. If they have any specific preferences regarding communication with them, and some advanced information such as, taxable, what kind of billing type are they? What is their pricing group? Do they have any delivery instructions? And their overall account balances, if they have a relationship with us and they is their exposure right now. So all of this information coming all the time from JD Edwards based on our connection to the JD Edwards system that allows you to pull back that information real time and view that information. As you can see, there's a lot of capabilities here. And then once the end of day reaches and the shift for that person is over and they want to go through the process of closing their drawer, they would do that also through the point of sale. So they can verify the various transactions that have been processed through since they opened the drawer and they started their shift, if they need to go back to any details regarding that, or once they're ready, they can go through a close process that will then finalize the batches into JD Edwards, close those batches so that they can be posted and updated in JD Edwards and finalized within the JD Edwards system. Here, there's multiple ways of doing a closing. You can do what's called blind, meaning that the user has to themselves count the information in their drawer and put in the amounts, but they don't know how much they're supposed to have there. Or if you allow, you can let them know how much they're supposed to have, and then they need to count up and reconcile to that. And if there is any differences, then they need to add any notations in as to what differences that they found and possibly as to why. So with the goal of reconciling each drawer that is being used by that point of sale. Now, point of sale devices and the credit card terminals can be shared, meaning multiple point of sale devices can talk to the same credit card terminal, or cash drawers can be shared. Multiple point of sales can be talking to the same cash drawer, and multiple salespersons can be sharing the same cash drawer. So it really all depends on how you want to deploy the solution and what level of controls you want to place in the various transactions, and how you manage that information within JD Edwards, and how you manage it within the point of sale. All of these business rules, how you manage it, the different users that have access, the roles and permissions, all of that is managed through what we call our management console. Our management console is an internal tool that you would have your internal users, administrators, managers have access to, and it's through here where they can manage each store location that they have defined within the solution. It's here where they manage the catalog and product content that I shared. It's here that they manage the business rules that are available for the integration. It's here that they also manage the various associated or defined to that store. So all of those capabilities are managed through this tool, first from a store location level, or also from a user perspective. We have a security system that where your network team will define the various point of sale users, and within those point of sale users, what exactly do they have access to, and what roles or permissions are they awarded? And you define obviously the various roles and permissions within the solution and the various capabilities that you want to allow. So point of sale users are not JD Edwards users. They can be the same, meaning we do pass through if that's what is desired, or they can be different set of users and connecting to JD Edwards. So you define based on configuration what makes sense for your organization, how you want to define your point of sale user community, and define the different capabilities that they'll have based on the roles and permissions defined, along with defining all of the business rules at a store level within the management console. So flexibility is what we offer here. Ease of use for your point of sale end users, your sales personnel, your counter personnel, but also flexibility in order to provide you capabilities to define what business rules you will be following at that store. For example, one of the main things you want to define is what branch plans does this store have available to it to out of. And in addition, is that branch or location a pickup location where a customer can drive up with their truck and you can load it on the back? Because we have processes for pickup, just like we have processes for deliver, and we have processes for walkout. So all of those are part of the point of sale solution, all neatly wrapped up in a simple to use, intuitive touchscreen front end that the user then can interact with. I see that we're getting close to our time here. I know I've shared a lot of information. I do recommend, if you get the opportunity, to go out to our website, smartercommerce.net. And within the resources section, product documentation, you can see and read more about our retail solution, point of sale solution, and additional guides and manuals, and all the various capabilities that you'll find for the user, and the types of transactions that they have available to them. With that, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and pass the presentation back to Jerry so that he can go through some final comments and review any questions that the audience may have had. Thank you for your time. And Jerry, I believe you have control now.
Yep. I appreciate your time, Diego. Thank you again for just for walking through that the demo portion there. We've been kind of going back and forth with a few questions here throughout the webinar. I appreciate everybody's interest. We'll be following up with everybody after today's session with a recording of our time together. This will be posted on our YouTube channel for everybody to have access to. Again, thank you for the Q&A. If you do have any interest in communicating with our team or evaluating Smarter Commerce Retail in a more full capacity, don't hesitate on reaching out to our team members who will be in communication with you. Again, a big thank you to everybody and have a great rest of the day. Take care.